Johnson & Johnson announced new data reinforcing the strong and long-lasting protection of its coronavirus vaccine. And it says immunity increases with their booster shot. Now, this comes on the heels of Pfizer saying its vaccine is effective in kids aged 5 to 11, but the FDA denied Pfizer's booster shots. Here to break down all the recent developments is the White House vaccinations coordinator, Dr. Bashara Shuker. Doctor, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Let's start with Johnson & Johnson. You know, early on, there were a lot of concerns over that particular vaccine's effectiveness. It had a lower efficacy rate and the rare risk of blood clots. Well, now J&J says it is 79% effective. What should people make of this development?
Well, this is, Bill, encouraging news from J&J this morning that shows that for people who get their booster shot, they get their protection against COVID-19, moderate and severe disease to be stronger and for a longer period of time. This is definitely encouraging news. Now what we have to do is we'll wait for the J&J to submit that application to the FDA, requesting a booster shot for people who received the J&J vaccine. The FDA will review those data, will make a regulatory decision on the safety and the efficacy of a booster shot for J&J. And then once that happens, the Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices, which is an advisory group to the CDC of researchers and scientists and doctors, will also review the data and make a recommendation for the CDC on whether and whom and when people who receive the J&J vaccine should get a booster shot. So we are still a few weeks out, but we look forward to those bodies reviewing the evidence and the data and making a determination.
Well, you know, doctor, that's the big question, is so many people get confused about, A, do I need a booster shot? And B, when do I get it? When do my antibodies drop enough that I need the booster shot to make sure that I'm protected against this? So is it a 1-year anniversary of the original shot, or is it 8 months? How do you know?
Well, we do have, Bill, to follow the data. We have to follow the science. So, for example, on the Pfizer vaccine, there was an advisory committee to the FDA that met on Friday and reviewed the data about the safety and efficacy of a booster shots for people who have gotten the Pfizer vaccine. Where that committee landed is on, for people who have gotten the 2 shots of the Pfizer vaccine, they will be eligible for a booster if they are 65 and older, or if they're 18 to 64 with underlying medical conditions that could lead to severe disease from COVID, or if you're 18 to 64 who live in institutions or work at places that increases your exposure to COVID-19. So those were the recommendation of that advisory committee to the FDA.
All right.
The FDA any day now will make a final determination, and then it will be in the CDC's hand to make the final recommendation to the American public. So that's for the Pfizer doses. You've seen today the data that's coming out on J&J, and we've seen some data on the Moderna side. And once that process plays out with the FDA and the CDC, we'll be able to communicate with the American public who and when you should get a booster shot if you've gotten the Moderna or the J&J doses.
Well, the science keeps updating itself, so I think this is good information because people need to be educated on this topic continuously. So, Doctor, thank you very much for your time today. I know our viewers are well served by it.
Thank you so much for having me, Bill.
You bet.